Hi there, beautiful souls watching. Welcome and thank you. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. This is about the best teaching story ever. I love this story, so I'm going to share it with you now. It is from let's say, the Zen area where disciples are meant to sit and go into meditation, find the quiet stillness, place, space inside of themselves, and maybe learn to listen to the voice of the silence, speaking to you directly, because in your heart there is the connection to your soul with the divine spark of the one infinite creator source, all that is. And you can have your direct connection by going within, like all the messengers source sent to earth through all the ages, always brought the same message, more or less in different words, but it's in the end always the same. So there is one of the disciples sitting with others, and they are meditating, and the so-called master is going around with a stick, and from time to time he hits one of the disciples on the shoulder or the back or the neck. Not very violently, but just to get their attention. And so this one disciple dislikes to be being hit with a stick. And so after the meditation, he starts talking to his companions in the meditation. And some say, well, he's perceiving some kind of tension in your muscles in the back or your shoulders or your neck, and that's why he's hitting you with a stick to get your focus back onto the space of stillness, of silence inside. Sounds reasonable. Others say, well, the master is perceiving that you are digressing in thought and meandering with ego mind. And it's also a reminder to get you back to your original focus, to connect within your meditation with the space of silence and your own connection to Source. Well, sounds reasonable as well. So it's going on, and he can't really find an answer by talking with the others and arguing and debating and discussing and wasting a lot of time, air and good energy, and sitting in the meditation every day again. The master comes and hits him with the stick again and again and again, until one day he suddenly turns around very, very rapidly, grabs the stick of the master and says, "I don't want to be hit with that stick anymore." And the master smiles at him and says, "Oh, finally you are learning." So for all the ones who don't get what's in this story, I do my best to explain. It does not matter what anyone else, a fellow disciple or a master, tells you, the only thing that matters is your own inner connection and what you feel. So he disliked being hit with a stick, although it sometimes reminded him of tension in the body and also of digressing thoughts in his mind. After a while of practicing, he just felt, I don't want to be hit by that stick any longer. And then one day he got all his courage together and acted upon what he was presented with, being hit with a stick. So he grabbed the stick and he told the master, I don't want that. And what a reaction by the so-called master. To tell him, oh, finally you are learning. Means you are learning to stand up for yourself, to listen to your own body language telling you you don't want that any longer, after having experienced and endured it for a while and gone through all the feelings like, oh yes, he's probably right, he's the authority, I was digressing, or I had tension in my body, to then going into the rebellious opposite state of, I don't want that, why is he doing that, stuff like that. Fighting and arguing, debating and discussing, but not acting upon the very direct impulse that he felt right after being hit. And that's the learning process. You have to find what you want, what you really want, and you have to express it instead of fighting and arguing with your fellow disciples or fighting and arguing with the so-called master or teacher. It's up to you. What do you want? That's the only question. Your soul and source and all the spiritual world is asking you. Do you want to run with the mob and do as everyone does, criticizing, arguing, dwelling in negativity, fighting, even going to war? Because it's not only a personal story, it's also a story that you can see in a bigger perspective, like matching to countries and states. Only because you or the land, the country, the majority has a different opinion, that does not mean that their opinion is true. It's up to you to find your own inner truth. And guess what? If you really do that and allow that process within yourself, you will find the one and only truth that is valid for everyone and is for the best and highest of all, and not only your little self. So, that's it what I wanted to share today. I hope you get an impulse, an inspiration to find your own truth going within. Thank you very much for watching. Blessings, love and light to you on your soul path. Dear souls, beautiful souls. Bye.